So let me share my screen now. Okay, is it visible to you?
Yes, sir. Visible to you.
Okay. Okay. So like we have to create a new project here. Create a Django project to display server current time and date. Okay. So what are the steps to create Django project? So the first step is what we will do. We will write first command, which is Django admin start project. Okay, Django admin start project. And what is the project name? We can give any name. Okay, like project 3, right? And after that, step 2 is we will create an application. Okay, once we created the project, inside this project we will create our application. So how to create the application is py manage.py. Okay, start app, and whatever app name you want to give, you can give, for example, test app, right? What is the next step? Step 3 is what? Add app in settings.py. Okay, means whatever application we have created, we need to register that application in settings.py. Step 4 is create a function in views.py to fetch the system date and time. Okay, so these are the things we have to do. Okay, so whatever functions we created, whatever function we will create, for each function there should be a URL. Okay, our function will connect it directly to the URL. Okay, let's see how we will create this project. So I have this Django project folder. I'll create, okay, let me create one folder which is project folder, projects. I'm giving here the folder name is projects. Inside this project we will create our projects. Okay, so I'm creating here project. Okay, so what I will do, in order to create the Django project, we need to open this location in CMD, or we can open it directly in VS Code, right? So how we will open this folder location in VS Code? Just simply we will type here CMD, and after that we will type here code dot. Okay, code and dot means current location. Okay, so this current location, current folder will open in VS Code. VS Code is what? One IDE. Okay, so here I will open my terminal here. So when you slide it up, so it your terminal will open. Otherwise we can open the terminal by clicking on this three dot, and we have terminal, and we can take new terminal. Okay, otherwise we can open this terminal with another way. You need to press, what you need to press? You need to press Control Shift. Okay, You need to press Control and Shift and this escape symbol. Can you see this escape? Control Shift and escape symbol. Okay, it is not coming. Okay, not Control Shift. You have to type. You have to press Control and after Control you will press this escape. Okay, coming or not coming? Control. Okay, just press Control and this tilde symbol. Okay, this will be below of the escape key, but in this virtual keyboard it is looking different. But after pressing Control means holding the Control key, you have to press this and your terminal will open like this. Okay, there are multiple ways to open it. So what is the command we need to write first to create the project? What is the command? Django admin start project, right? And project name is second project. Okay, so this second project folder is created with its configurations, right? Now once we have created this folder with configuration, now the second task is our second task is we have to create an application. Second step is what? Create an application. So let's create an application. Py manage.py run server. No, not sorry, run server. Start app and test app. Okay, will it create an application? Will it be able to create an application? Is this command is correct? Can you please confirm once?
Yes,
See, this will produce one error. When I press enter,
sir.
it will display one error. Okay, file or directory. No such file and directory error it is showing. Okay, so what we need to do whenever we will create the project, whenever we will create the project with this command, we need to go to the project folder first. Okay, so what is our project name? Our project name is second project, and where we are currently, we are in projects folder. We are not inside what? Second project folder. So we will change the directory. We will write cd second project. Okay, and press enter. So now currently we are in second project folder. So now we can type this command. Which command? Py manage.py start app, and what's the application name? Test app. So you will see here one test app will create. Okay, so test app is created, right? Once the test app is created, the third step is add our application in settings.py. Okay, so settings.py is available inside the project folder. Inside the project folder there is a file called settings.py. In the settings.py you will see somewhere installed app. Okay, installed app. So under the installed app you have to write your application name. So what is your application name? You will write in single quote test app, right? So this much we have done. After that what we have to do, we have to create a function in views.py to fetch the system date and time, right? So how to create the function? In order to create the function inside the test step, we need to go to the views.py, because inside the views.py we write the Python code. Okay, so we will create one view there. Okay, so we will create one function view. So the view name is what? Time info. Okay, and it will receive one request. Okay, every view receive one request from the server or from the URL. And after that, okay, before printing the date and time, let's just verify whether this view is currently working or not. So what we will do, we will display one message. Okay, so for example, I want to display one hello message. Okay, this is what I'm writing, just a comment. Suppose I want to display an hello message. So what we need to do? Okay, so if I want to display the hello message on browser, so browser understand one language, which is, like, we can say browser understand HTTP response. Okay, so for example, if I writing here message is equals to hello. Okay, and if I return here message, okay, so it will not understand by my browser. My browser understand the HTTP response. So that's the reason I need to import one file from Django.http module, import HTTP response, right? So I cannot return directly like this. What I will do, return HTTP response. I need to write here return HTTP response. Okay, and here I will write my message. Okay, so like that I can return, because the string response doesn't understand by the browser, but the HTTP response understand by the browser. Okay, once we created view, we need to create the fifth thing is what? Step fifth is create a URL, create URL for a view, right? We need to create a URL for the view. So this for this view for this view we will create one URL, and URL you can find in project folder. Inside the project folder there is a file called urls.py. Okay, so here you need to create one URL. For example, this admin is what? One URL. Okay, in order to call the admin panel we have one URL. But for calling this function, we need to create one URL in urls.py. So we will write here path. Okay, and any name you can give to your URL. Suppose I'm giving here time, right? And my URL, I mean my view is available in which file? Views file. Time info function is available in views file, and this views file is available inside my test app. So from the test app I will import this view. Okay, so I will write here one command from test app import views. Okay, once I got the views access, so I can mention inside the views I have a function called time info. Okay, so we have a function called time info inside view. So here is my view file. Inside the view we have one function which is time info, and here we are, for the checking purpose, we are sending one message as a response. Okay, so, whenever time request will come, so it will go to the time info, means it will go here, it will come here, and it will return this function. This time info function will return the HTTP response message. Okay, so how we can check the output? In order to check the output we need to initiate our server, we need to start our server. How to start the server? Can you please tell me? Am I audible? Am I audible, Kiran? Please confirm if you are listening.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was asking the question, but I'm not getting any response. Okay, my question is, if I want to check the output, okay, so what we need to do? So in order to run our application, we need to run our server. Okay, so how to run the server? What is the command? Py
Py
manage.py.
manage.py run server.
Yes. So this is a command we need to execute in order to check the output. Py manage.py run server. Okay. So it is giving us one URL. We just need to click on this URL. Just control and click. Otherwise, you can copy this URL and you can paste this URL in browser. Okay, so it is displaying us two endpoint, two URLs. Okay, so these two URLs are directly coming from this file. Okay, in urls.py, if you will look at urls.py, so we have two URL. Okay, admin and time. So our time URL is associated with time info. Okay, we have created time info function. This time URL associated with time info. So when I will call this URL, so how to call this URL? Just type here /time. So it is displaying me what? Hello. Means our function is responding successfully. Suppose if I will in views.py, if I want to return it directly, I want to return this message directly, what will happen then? It will display error. Okay, it is saying attribute error at time. Str object has no attribute get, right? So that's the reason we return it HTTP response. Okay, so I want to check the date and time. So in order to check the date and time, in Python there is a function, there is a module called date time. Okay, so we need to import that module date time. Okay, this is a predefined module. Okay, so we will use this datetime module in order to display the system date and time. Okay, so there is a function called datetime.now. So we will use that function. Okay, inside the datetime. Okay, so we have datetime.now. Okay, so it will return the datetime, and I am creating a variable called date, and inside the date variable, I am I am assigning this datetime. Okay, and here what I will do, I will I will convert this date time into what? Okay, if I write here date directly this variable, will it work? Let's check. So it is displaying what? It is displaying the date, it is displaying, and it is displaying time as well, right? But I want to write one message also, so we can write here. This is server date and time. Okay, this. Okay, so it is doing some error here. So it's better if we will create one like message variable, and inside the message variable, what we will do, I will write here like this is server date and time. Okay, and this date, with this date we will convert into a string. Okay, Okay, if I want to make it heading like h1 heading, so we can write h1 heading as well here. Okay, I want to wrap it with h1 heading, so I can do so. Right, so let's check whether it's displaying now or not. Okay, so it is displaying. This is the server date and time. Okay, and it is displaying the server date and time. Getting this? Okay, are you understanding this code?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so see, whenever we are sending, see here what we are writing, here we are writing our Python code, as well as we are mixing it with HTML code as well. See, we are writing h1, okay, and we are writing here Python code and HTML code. So this is not a good practice to combine the HTML code and Python code. Okay, so our next topic is which will separate the HTML code and that will separate the Python code. Okay, so the next topic is here Django templates and static files. Okay, so we will learn how to work with static files and templates. Okay, so why we are learning this topic? Okay, so the first reason is we can say it is not recommended to write HTML code inside Python code. Okay, so why it is not recommended? Because okay, so the first reason is okay, it reduce it reduces the readability. Okay, So basically right now we are writing one line of h1 tag, but when we create the actual Django projects, so that time we will write like lots of HTML code, and we will write lots of Python code. If we will merge both HTML code and Python code, means readability will reduce, right? And it will be cause of errors as well. So that's the reason we are separating our HTML code with Python code. Okay, so why we are separating? Because it reduce readability if we will combine, because of Python code mixed with HTML code, right? And the second is no separation of roles. Okay, Python developers has to concentrate on both. Okay, Python code and HTML code. Okay, means a Python developer, if you will not separate the HTML code with Python code, then what will happen? A Python developer will be responsible to handle both the things, like HTML related thing as well as Python related thing. So means it will be a no separation. Okay, so a good application should have the separation of different technology. Okay, so if we talk about model view template MVT, because Django support what? MVT design pattern. So here model means what? Model means database. View means Python logic. We write here Python logic or Python code. Okay. And T means template. Okay. So we are going to work on templates. Okay. So how we can create the template? Let's see. Okay. So how to create the template project? So let me create another folder. Okay, so I have already created this projects, and inside this I'm creating one project. The project name is third project. Okay, or we don't need to create it by ourselves. With the help of Django admin command, we can create it. So let me just close this VS Code. Let me open this in CMD and code dot. So it will be open in VS Code. Alright. Okay. Let me create a new folder so it will work. Projects. Okay, templates. I'm creating the folder name is what? Templates. Select this folder. So we are there in template folder. Now we have to open the terminal, new terminal, right? And here we need to create the project. So how to create the project? So we will write here Django admin start project. Okay, what will be the project name? Template project. Our project name is template project. So we have created the template project. Okay, the project name is template project. Everything is same. After creating the project, what we will create? We will create one application. Okay, first one is create project. Second one is create app. So let's create app. So how to create the app? Can you please tell me now? How to create the app? What I need to do?
Just start application, start app.
It will not work. See, be very careful whenever we create the project. We need to go inside the project folder. Currently, I am where in templates folder,
Temp.
but I have to go inside template project folder. So we need to change the directory first. Okay, so now my command will work. Now tell me what is the command?
Uh, yeah, py
Py,
manage dot py
then
and template project.
sorry,
Start, start,
hmm,
start app.
and application name. Okay, test app.
Take
Any name we can give,
application.
but generally I
Test
give
app.
here test app. Okay,
Yes,
test app is created.
yes, sir.
What's the next step after creating this application? Add app in settings.py, right? So
Yes,
settings.py, I will go here in template settings.py, and here I will see the installed app. So inside the installed app, I will write my application name, test app, right? Okay.
yes.
And after that, what I will do? Now we will create one template folder. Okay. Create create a template
Template
folder.
folder.
Okay. So where I have to create the template folder inside the project folder. What is our folder name? Template project. So we have to create here. Okay, we don't need to create here inside this folder. If you will create inside this folder, see this folder containing project configuration, but what is our root folder? Root folder is this template project. So inside our root folder we need to create template folder. Okay, templates. Okay, what is the folder name? Templates, and press enter. So template folder is created. Okay, our folder should be inside what? Inside the template project folder. But my project, I mean, my template folder is outside this template project folder. So I need to move it here. Okay, otherwise it will not work. Okay, I created at wrong place. So let me just delete it once. Actually, I have to create it here inside this folder. Okay, so here I will create templates. So now it is perfectly created. Okay, means our test tab and template folder location should be same, and inside the template folder what we need to do? Inside template folder, create 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 a folder with app name. Okay, with your app name. Okay, so in this project, what is our application name? What is our application name in this project? In this project, our application
Tem-
name is test app. So
Test app system.
with the same name, we will create another folder inside the template folder. Okay, so let's create another
Yes,
folder. The folder name should be your application name. So my application name is test.
system.
Okay, and after creating this, what we can do, once we have created this template folder with this test tab, we need to we need to register this folder in templates in settings.py. Add templates folder in settings.py. Okay, so how to add our template folder in settings.py? Here is what settings.py. We have to add this template folder because our Django project don't know the location of this folder. So when you say in view, when you tell in view, like find this HTML file, so your Django project unable to find the file. So that's the reason we need to give the path of this template folder. So how we can give? So you will see the base dir at line number 16. You will see one line base dir and path and resolve. Okay, so this is this base dir containing the path of this folder. Which folder? Our project folder, template project folder. So inside the template project folder we have our templates folder. So what we will do here, we will apply one trick. We will use relative path here. So we will create here one variable. Okay, we will create here one variable. Okay, so what will be the variable name? Templates underscore dir. Okay, templates dir is equals to, see, base dir is our root directory. So we will take the name of this base dir as it is name. We will write base dir slash forward slash, and see inside this is what root directory. Inside this root directory we have templates folder. So forward slash we will write our folder name, templates. Okay, so this is how we have specify the path of our template folder. After that we need to just copy this name, template dir. Okay, copy this name, otherwise you can type this also. And we have to go inside the dirs. Okay, here you will see templates at line number 55 and dirs. Okay, directories, and here we have to write the name. Okay, templates dir, whatever name we have used for the url, we have to mention that variable name. Okay, so this is the variable name we used, templates dir, which is containing our template folder path. Okay, and this variable name we have to mention in templates dirs. Okay, so like that we have to do. Okay, so after adding template folder in settings.py, what we need to do, create an html file in where we have to create the html file inside the template folder. There is a test tab folder, and here we have to create one file. Okay, for example, hello.html.
Yes,
Okay, or we can say home.html. Okay, so we have to create home.html. So let's create inside the template. Okay, we have tested. So here inside the test we have to create one file called home.html. Okay, and here we can write html code. Okay, so when you use this exclamation sign and press enter, Okay, so VS Code emits will automatically will write the HTML boiler template. Okay, so HTML boiler template is coming automatically, and here I am giving the name like home page. Okay, and here we can write directly the HTML code whatever we write. So this is what, this is our Django home page, right? Okay, and here I am writing in paragraph Lauren 30. So it will generate some dummy text, and I'm writing here this is footer. Okay, like that I'm writing. Okay, so how we can render this page, how we can render this page how we can render this HTML page. So what we need to do, go to views.py and create one view function. Okay, so this view function will responsible to call this HTML file home.html. So how, where we will create this view, inside the test tab we have views.py. Inside the views.py, here we will create one view. So view means we will create one function. So for example, I'm creating def and home. Okay, it will receive one request from URL, right? So that's why I'm writing here request, and we will return. Okay, we will return. Okay, so now we have to return what, HTML page, which is home.html. So this time we will not write the HTTP response, because we are not going to return any HTTP response. We want to render it. So we will render, return and render. And what we want to render, whatever request is coming, based on that request, just return. If that request is valid, then return what, we have to return test app inside what, home.html. Because inside the test app, like our Django project know the path of template folder, but inside the template folder we have test tab, and inside the test tab we have home.html. So like that we have to return, okay, this home.html. So whenever the request come from the URL, but we didn't create any URL, so what we have to do, go to urls.py and create one URL for for the view. Okay, right? So we will create one URL for this view. So where we will create the URL file is there inside what, inside the template projects, and we have urls.py, and here we will create one endpoint. Okay, path. Okay, any name, any endpoint we can create. So here I'm writing home. Okay, and this endpoint I will attach with this function. What is the function name, home. Okay, this, from this view I will attach. So please be attentive here. This home function is available in views.py, and this views.py is available in test app. So in urls.py, first we need to import this from test app, because inside the test app we have views. So from test app, import views. So I have imported views because our views containing what, a function which created by us, home function created by, sorry, hold by views. So here I will write home. Whenever home request will come, go to the views dot home. Okay, like that we have created one endpoint. Okay, so now we need to run the server. So in order to run the server, we will write py manage.py run server. Okay, py manage.py run server we can write and press enter. Okay, and after that we need to just control plus click.